Download Squad South by Southwest 2009. Christina Warren, and I'm here with Darren Fisher from the Google Chrome team. Hey Darren, how are you?
Doing well, thanks.
How are you? So Chrome has had a pretty big, I guess 6 months or so since it came out of the beta. It's 1.0 now.
Yep.
Looking forward to the future. So when do we see the Mac version? What's up with that?
We're working at it.
We keep hearing that, but come on, when's it coming out? Can you give us any details, anything?
Well, I can't tell you when it's going to be launched, but we're, if you are into building the open source build yourself, you can track our progress, and you can start to see the application getting fleshed out. Little by little. We've already got the whole rendering engine ported over to the Mac,
okay,
which is really exciting to see. It's running multi-process.
Nice.
And so some of the key foundational elements of Chrome are well on their way, and now it's a matter of fleshing out the UI.
Okay, so but some of the back-end stuff is getting there.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Excellent.
Because a lot of that was already quite portable.
Right, because WebKit.
Mm-hmm. WebKit's portable. The design for the multi-process architecture was rather portable as well. And so it's just a matter of hooking some pieces up, getting things together. Now that base is ready, you can now there'll be a lot more visible progress. So you've probably seen some screenshots of the Mac version, and what you were seeing there was just the test shell or a simple initial sort of frame for the tab browser. But now these guys are focused on bringing up the UI side, so you'll start to see visible improvements.
Very cool.
Which I'm just really excited about all the progress they've been making.
No, that's very cool. I know that as a Mac user primarily, I'm excited to see it because I love using Chrome and Windows. And I guess Linux, is that developing pretty well too?
Yeah, same kind of story. The rendering engine is well on its way. Now it's a matter of getting the UI fleshed out. And folks will can follow along really if they want to build it themselves. Week by week, improvements are being made. So it's really exciting that we're doing it all in the open. I think we obviously couldn't do that for the initial launch, but now that we're completely open source, all the development's open, and it's just great to see that being done so well.
So everybody can kind of keep up with the Chromium blog.
Sure, Chromium blog, or even some of the mailing lists if you really want to get involved.
Very cool. So, out of curiosity, what do you guys think of Safari 4 kind of hijacking your UI a little bit?
Oh boy. So I guess imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Huh?
Yeah. Does your JavaScript engine kick the Scrollfish or whatever it's called now kick its ass, or is it which is faster? Which is better?
I think they're both remarkably fast, and that's a nice neutral answer. No, but what you can see actually is if you compare like Chrome 1.0 to Chrome 2.0, what's in the dev channel right now.
Right.
We've made huge strides in the JavaScript performance, and you could see the same kind of improvements that the Apple folks have been making with their engine. Now, I believe if you test the latest 2.0 on the dev channel compared to Safari 4, that Chrome comes out quite favorably.
Okay. Well, you heard it here. So Chrome 2, at least in the dev builds, is doing is pretty speedy. So I'm kind of thinking we've kind of been bouncing this idea around a lot on our mailing list, Download Squad, that JavaScript is where the next browser war is kind of going to be fought. It's going to be basically JavaScript is going to be the big differentiator. What do you think of that?
JavaScript well, essentially it's about the underpinnings of Ajax applications being made fast, and JavaScript's a big part of that, but it's not the only part of it. So JavaScript is using all these APIs, the DOM APIs, and so making all of these things work very fast and well is what's going to enable richer applications. It's going to enable things like Google Spreadsheets and Docs to be just richer and better and more useful. So I think you're just going to see all kinds of stuff in that space, not just JavaScript. Cool. But that was sort of the big thing that was sort of needed to improve.
Yeah, and that's certainly been happening a lot, especially with kind of the WebKit stuff you've been seeing. I mean, Gecko's had some improvements too, but you've definitely seen a whole lot of...
Well, that's what's really wonderful about this, is that it's not just limited to Google Chrome, right? All these other guys are like, yeah, this should be faster, and everybody's making it faster. And what does that mean? These web developers can now depend on JavaScript just being faster across the board. And so as a web developer, you will eventually, you can start to see it, not have to worry about slow JavaScript execution. I mean, we're still a ways away from that.
But it's getting better.
Yeah, if all the browsers improve, then as a developer, you're happy.
So if IE8 could get standards compliant,
developers would be jumping for joy.
Then the world's problems would start to melt away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing what's coming up with Chrome and as 2.0 gets closer to being released, and definitely the dev channels and stuff, so people can keep up with the process of Chromium for Linux and OS 10.
Yep.
And I mean, I love it on Windows. That's the one thing I actually kind of look forward to using Windows for is Chrome. So
Oh, thank you.
it's
Me
good
too.
stuff.
I used to be a Linux user until I started this project.
And then you're like, I have to go back.
Yes.
I have to go back. I have to have my awesome browser.
Please bring me Chrome for Linux.
All right, so Darren wants it. Christina wants it for Mac OS 10. Hopefully, we'll see it by the end of the year.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.